In 2017, the world was stunned when a former military general drank poison in a United Nations courtroom following the verdict of his war crimes trial live on camera. Absolutely wild. But who was Slobodan Praljak and why was he on trial for war crimes? Slobodan Praljak was a Bosnian Croat general during the Croat-Bosniak War. This conflict was part of the bloody breakup of Yugoslavia in the 1990s. While many saw him as a patriot, international prosecutors charged him with serious war crimes as well as violating the Geneva Convention. Praljak was accused of ethnic cleansing against Bosnian Muslims known as Bosniaks. Under his commands, Croat forces carried out mass expulsions, forced detentions, and brutal treatment of civilians. One of the most infamous charges was the destruction of Mostar's 16th century Stari Most Bridge in 1993, a cultural treasure and a key supply route. Its demolition symbolized an attempt to erase Bosniak heritage from the city. Praljak's forces were also linked to the mass detentions of civilians in camps, which reminds us a lot of an earlier tragedy that happened in around the 1940s. In these camps, prisoners were beaten, starved, and used as forced labor. United Nations judges found that he played a decisive role in these crimes. Even if he wasn't the one pulling the trigger, he was calling the shots. After years of investigation, the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, shortened as ICTY, convicted Praljak of crimes against humanity and war crimes. And the punishment for his crimes was a sentence of 20 years in prison. Of course, just like any other defendant, innocent or guilty, you submit an appeal if you get a verdict that you do not agree with. However, on November 29th, 2017, the appeals court upheld his conviction. But Praljak refused to accept the ruling, and in front of stunned judges, he shouted, "Slobodan Praljak is not a war criminal. I reject your judgment." Then he raised a vial, which I have serious questions as to how he was able to smuggle this into the courtroom given that he was coming straight from prison, but nonetheless, he raised a vial and drank poison on live television. He collapsed in court and died within hours. Praljak's death didn't erase his conviction, but it cemented his legacy as one of the most dramatic, defiant, and controversial figures of the Yugoslavian wars. But anyway, guys, you let me know what you think in the comments.